I'm using every weapon in CODM, primaries, secondaries, grenades, all of those. We're like 5 now, I think, episodes in, so you know the drill. Tell me what gun you want me to use. I am going to put text on the screen for what guns we've used so far, because I'm not going to trust myself to try and remember everything. But yeah, today we are using the Holger, or Hogler as I like to call it, because it rolls off the tongue and hogs. It's an LMG. It used to be like meta ages ago before I started playing, apparently. It is my brother's favourite gun, and yeah, it's decent. Although the meta build is terrible, like its BSA is absolutely awful, and I'm using the meta build apart from with the long shot perk instead of disable because I don't want to use disabled because I'm not bad. The reason why I don't like disabled is because it's really annoying and just like shows that you can't deal with movement that well. I don't have anything personal against it like I do with persistence or the BP50, but like yeah. This gun is decently fast firing, long ranged, like okay mobility for an LMG actually. Like you don't actively need mobility attachments for it because its mobility is fine, apart from its ADS time is pretty slow, but you can just deal with that if you know how to play the game. I'm running the axe as my secondary because it's fun and I have a custom one, and I thought it would like fit the vibe of this gun pretty well. The default sights are atrocious, not like Krig levels of atrocious. They are usable, but they're some of the ones that I would actively recommend putting a red dot on. These are some battle pass sights, and the skin is the Holger anodized, and it's a good battle pass. It comes with the R9 that's pay to win as well, I think. I'm not entirely sure. I just seem to remember that. But yeah, if you are going to use this with the default sights, I would recommend putting on a red dot instead of the perk, because the perk that I used, long shot, is quite useful. It's an extra 10% damage range, but honestly you don't really need it. So I would just recommend running a red dot instead of the perk if you are going to use this gun. Which I do personally think you should, because it is really fun to use and it has a pretty unique playstyle to most other LMGs, I find. Like, the only one that comes close to the way that you have to play the Holger is the Dingo, I guess, because like they're pretty similar, apart from the Dingo's more aggressive and the Holger is like heavier. But I just play every LMG like insanely aggro, and every heavy gun. Like, I've used the heaviest Rytec build that you can get, and I was pushing so unbelievably hard, and it was working. So yeah, do like play aggro with heavier guns because it's fun and it works. But please do not have Vulture on. It's an LMG, you don't need it. It has so much ammo as it is. Just have Quick Fix, which is better. I always forget to change the perks before I start recording, and I need to begin to remember that. So someone remind me, please. Next video is going to be very fun, because I'm going to be using the best gun in the game by a very long way. So I hope you look forward to that, because you should do. I'm going to leave it intentionally ambiguous. See if you can guess. Oh yeah, by the way, if I sound like hotter than normal, that's because I'm absolutely boiling. It's 13 degrees Celsius outside. I cannot live. Why is the sun so inconsiderate? I also have exactly the same mic setup as the last video because it worked really well. Like, my mic breathe or say the letter P. It's amazing. I'd recommend putting socks over all of your microphones. It's kind of hard to find things to talk about with machine guns because it's basically just BSA, mobility, range, and damage. Like, they all have relatively similar playstyles, and I know I was just talking about how different LMGs are to everything else, but like, compared with the difference between the Tundra and the Koshka, like, the difference between the Holger and the Pharaoh is so slim. And that, I think, is just because I find guns like that to be more interesting to play with. I'm not sure. Although, surprisingly, I did do incredibly well in every single game that I played with the Holger. So, I don't know, maybe the gun is just incredible. Or I'm skilled, the latter of which is probably a lot less likely because, I mean, look at this gameplay, it's not very good. Alright, so I've now finally run out of things to talk about. Took longer than usual this time, so I'm going to give you some life advice. Do things that make you happy. Personalize or prioritize yourself over others because, you know, they might not exist. It is possible that you're just schizophrenic and imagining everything. So put yourself above others before doing things for them. As in, if something that you're doing for someone else makes you unhappy, stop doing it. Don't use BP-50 or Thermite Manowar, because then you will become depressed and you won't find love. And have fun. That's what I recommend. With all that said, here are the builds for with and without a red dot. Thank you for watching. See you next time.